Boyce is going to Ghana in a few days.
Nice.
Yeah, so he's going for 11 days.
He's
A
not going to
few.
Afrochella.
No, he was in. Well, he was invited by some a pretty big businessman in our community,
Yeah.
right? They're going over there together with another, I guess, a small group of just investors and business people. And I want to know from you. Someone earlier was talking about U.S. Africa partnerships, that type of thing. My question to you is, what is what are the questions that Boyce should be asking while he's over there, and what should he be keeping an eye out for or looking out for as he's taking this trip in a few days?
That's a good question. Uh, man. So if he, so what I'm specifically focused on the Sixth Region Initiative with the African Union. I'm not sure who he's going to be meeting with, if there are going to be any government people in there. But what I would like to see, so other than like just finding individual opportunities and individual investment opportunities, like definitely look out for that. So what are the major industries that are getting a lot of support from the investment community and from the government? About ideally, especially in developing economies, you kind of want to follow what the government wants to happen, and you don't want to be going against the government. So if they're focused on textiles or agriculture, start looking at those things. But specifically, I want to start looking at from a sixth region initiative. So the African diaspora is the sixth region. So you got 5 regions in Africa, and the sixth region is the diaspora, people who descend from Africa but don't currently live there or haven't been there in generations. How do we start to organize ourselves over here to present a united front as an economic bloc, a political bloc, to get concessions and incentives for masses of Black people to either move or do business with Africa? So can we get something regarding dual citizenship? I know Ghana specifically is very hard. I don't think they do dual citizenship. It's very hard for non-Ghanaians to become citizens. Is there a way that we can, in exchange for bringing more investment capital or more, managerial expertise, our professional expertise, the things that we've learned working for these white people for hundreds of years, and we bring some of this expertise over there in exchange for some land, uh, dual citizenship. I know Ghana is giving away land to, I think specifically African Americans. I'm not sure. It might be Africans from African diaspora people. I think there's something specifically for African Americans too, where we can get land. Like programs like that that encourage those connections and those bonds, because a lot of us don't have a significant interest in learning about these things. But if you attach a financial interest, that could also spark a cultural interest, and just getting those conversations started to encourage us to get over there. So what I would like to see is, what kind of initiatives there currently are to encourage us to do business, to move, do business, or visit there. Because I know we're wrapping up the year of return, where Ghana's had a really big push to get people to come back and visit and encourage tourism. Like, how can we participate in the tourism industry over there? Can we, are there opportunities for us to, invest in resorts or invest in, some museums or, historical places, and kind of build those economic connections and those relationships, for people over here who may or may not know that much about Ghana specifically.
No, I love it. I love it, and you sparked a lot of ideas for me in regards to who we may be or who they may be meeting with, and
Mhm. I
just
definitely
things
want to
that
figure
we.
out how we get in, how Black Americans specifically get in on some of the major industries over there. So specifically, I know they discovered oil in 2007, and we all know what that can do to an African country. It can be very good or very, very bad for them. And that all depends on, who's exploiting those resources, how those deals are being done. So I think it would behoove them to get us involved, because we actually have an interest in Africa and Ghana specifically. We have shared history, and, you know, we're not as focused on pure economic gain as some of these other people who are going to be coming over and investing. So we have an interest in seeing the country thrive and the people thrive as well as doing business with them. So it'll be good to see Black Americans get involved in some of those major industries where we've kind of been missing in action, and really you really have to have high levels of government and business involvement in those type of deals. But like starting to start those conversations and facilitating those deals where we can get access to some of that and kind of maybe prevent some less benevolent investors from exploiting those opportunities.
Right. Cool, man. That's my last question for today. So can you tell the people about your book one last time?
Yeah, it's called End of Black 2050. You can get it at endofblack2050.com or on Amazon. It's better if you buy it directly from the website, but if you just love Amazon, you can get it there too, and it's on the Kindle. And it's really short, 68 pages, so no excuse, and it's mainly written for anybody who is It's mainly written for existing Black organizations. So if you are a part of a Black organization, Black church, even small groups, this is written for you, and how we specific strategies on how to achieve economic empowerment in our communities, not from some high level theoretical stuff, like specific step by step. This is what we should do, community by community. If you live in Atlanta, this is what we do. If you live in a small town in South Carolina, this is some of the strategies you can use. If you run a large Black organization, this is what you should do. So there's a lot of specifics on how we can achieve some of these goals that we're talking about.